So I had a comment on the view range video that I did some time ago about how it was difficult to control view range with linked files. And I started composing a reply, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll just do a follow-up video. So I have a file here where there's a Revit project over here on the left, and then over here on the right you can see we've got a Revit link. And you may notice here that here's the first floor in the current project, and somewhere over here is the first floor in the Revit link, and they're set apart by several feet there. So as you can see, the site is sloping away, and this other building is considerably lower than the one that it's linked into. So if you go back to one of the floor plans, such as the first floor plan, and you take a look here, this is what the first floor plan looks like in the host file, okay, with its walls and so on. And then this is what the link looks like. And as you can see, we're cutting considerably higher, so the view range isn't working out so well for the linked file. And so I'd like to show you a few ways that we could deal with that. Now, one way that we could deal with it if we really wanted to is we could go to the View tab and go to the Plan Views drop down and use a plan region. A plan region allows you to sketch a region and then just edit the view range within that small region. And you can see there from the little preview video that's showing on the tooltip that it's usually used to show things like clerestory windows or to change the cut height of stairs or that kind of thing. So that is one option, but what I'm going to do is talk about visibility graphics. So I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut here, VG, or we could, click the icon there on the View tab. And what you'll see is I have a Revit Links tab over here on the right hand side. I have my single Revit file right here, MRAC Hotel, and you can see that it's currently set to by host view. When I click that button, there are actually three options available: by host view, by linked view, and custom. Now, by linked view is probably the easiest way to deal with the problem if it works out for you. And by doing that, I can choose by linked view and then just simply select one of the floor plans from the linked file to show in place of what it would get with a live cut. So when I click OK a few times, you'll see that this linked file is now showing its own version of the floor plan, including its cut plane. It's showing everything coming from the linked file. Now, you don't have any control over that, so room tags or level of detail or anything like that, you're getting it exactly like it looks in that linked file. So if you wanted to change anything, you'd actually have to open the linked file, make the changes, save those changes, and pull them up over here. The alternative in VG is to use the custom option. Now, when you choose the custom option, it makes considerably more features available. And then you could do things like, say, I only want to use the view range from the linked file rather than the host view, but maybe I want to use the level of detail from the host file, which is currently set to medium, but let's go ahead and click OK here a few times. So I'm still cutting through from the linked file, but if you zoom in, you can see that the walls here are showing the level of detail as medium detail in both cases. But now I could change this to coarse, and you would see that both files would show coarse, even though this file would continue to cut at its correct height. So basically what you want to do is get familiar with all the various options that are available to you here under the link file display settings. And when you go to custom, it really does open up a lot of possibilities. And I haven't even looked at what you would get if you started customizing what you see in the model and annotation categories tab, so I'll let you explore that a little bit further. But if your goal is simply to explore the view range, then this gives you some options, either the by linked view option here or choosing it here on the drop down list right here. Thanks very much.